Welcome to Chaotically Nerdy, a podcast made by nerds for nerds. This podcast is made by adults, for adults, and for children with bad parents. Adult language will be used, and adult situations may arise. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Chaotically Nerdy. On today's episode is me, Tyler.
And me, Jarrett.
And
me, Ethan.
Jarrett kind of almost forgot there for a second.
Picking something in my eye, some sleep out of my eye.
Yeah, because messing with your eye prevents you from talking.
I was preoccupied.
Got it. So today's episode is part 2 of the Harry Potter Fancast. So if you listened to part 1, we talked about the teachers, and we found out that Tyler is an idiot and just picks people.
We didn't find that out last episode.
We knew that already.
Yeah, that was before.
Maybe
then.
that was their first episode they listened to.
That's true.
It's a possibility.
It's true.
Some crazy people just picking up a podcast in the middle of them being like, fuck it.
That's what a lot of people do.
I know it is.
They just play the latest episode and they're like, oh, I kind of like this. And then they go back.
I mean, I definitely encourage people to start in the middle of this podcast.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, we do a better job now.
We absolutely do a better job now. Even recording's better.
It's true.
I need to go back and re-edit the early ones to fix some shit. Let's just hop into it because obviously we're going to go. So now we're going to talk about the other adults that will be in this Harry Potter series.
These are what I generally consider to be more important people. Like
Yeah,
outside of Dumbledore, Snape, and McGonagall and Hagrid. Like
These are people you're going to see often.
the other ones are more like bit parts that are there for here and there, but they're not really main. These are people that will probably be in every single season that they can be in.
Yeah. First up is Molly Weasley. And first up is Jarrett.
I'm going to pick Hannah Waddingham, she's from Ted Lasso.
Close enough.
Ted
Plus-
Laszlo.
Yeah, Ted
I
Lasso.
like that.
She's been in some other stuff. It would be a bit of a departure from her because I feel like she's not been usually this generally bubbly,
Happy-go-lucky person.
mothering type. Yes, but I have an idea for my pairing of Molly and Arthur that I think would be a funny departure.
Okay. We'll get there
Yeah, we'll get
next.
there in a minute.
Ethan.
I got Miranda Richardson. She was in Sleepy Hollow, and she originally played Rita Skeeter in the original Harry Potter series.
Gotcha. Okay.
Believe so. Didn't she? I don't have that written down, but
Just going off of memory and
I
making
am.
shit up.
Possibly. It wouldn't be the first time.
So,
Yes.
okay.
That looks correct.
Okay. Jarrett looked that up, and it is factual.
Yep.
And I went with Minnie Driver,
Okay.
who is in Good Will Hunting. Trying to look at. She was in The Witcher Blood Origin. Haven't watched that. But yeah, I base my stuff off of looks, and I feel like with some red hair, she could possibly pull
Do
it
you have
off.
a picture of her?
Yeah,
Let me see.
she's a little thin for the way Molly looked in the first series,
It could work out.
but
It'd be all right. Huh? It'd be all right.
Yeah, I mean anything will be all right. They don't give a
No,
fuck.
no, it won't.
Most anything would be all right.
I mean, if they picked Liam Hemsworth to play Molly, I mean, it wouldn't work out.
At
would
that
it?
point, why not? Fuck it. Let's just cast Liam Hemsworth
we
as
don't
the
know.
replacement
Maybe
of everybody.
Maybe he's gonna kill it in The Witcher.
Stop. No, he's not.
We don't know.
I do know.
It won't be good because it won't be our Lord and Savior.
Henry Cavill.
All right. Anyway,
Ethan, tell me who's your Arthur Weasley.
Paul Bettany.
A little on the thin side, but all right.
Arthur is usually.
He's supposed to be thin. He's supposed to be
Really?
tall and thin, and Molly's supposed to be short and not thin.
I don't remember the books. I can't read.
Then, of course, you wouldn't. If you tried the audiobooks, if you can't read, those would be good.
Can't listen either.
Okay.
That's my mother.
I believe it.
I'm terrible at listening. So I've got Ewan Bremner.
Bremner?
Yeah. I don't know what the hell he's from. I should have looked that up beforehand.
Yeah, should have.
Yeah.
Well, listen, if I look up every person on here, he was in T2 Trainspot. He was in Wonder Woman. He played Charlie in Elevator. Here, I'll just show a damn picture.
Yeah.
It's a bit serious, ain't he?
Just because he looks serious in a picture. There he is with a bird on his head. How serious is that? Tell me that's not a fucking...
You ever had a seagull on your head? I bet it's pretty serious. I'd be taking it serious.
Tell me that's not a fucking Arthur Weasley picture.
It's not.
He would be fascinated by
It's
a
really...
seagull.
Yes. No, he wouldn't because they're not... He's fascinated by Muggle inventions.
Yeah, he would think that's a Muggle
Not
invention
animals.
somehow. He
No.
would think that is a Muggle invention somehow. Jarrett, you're up.
I picked Martin Freeman.
Okay.
So my dichotomy is that I'm flipping their size.
Their size
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
I want a short Arthur Weasley and I want a tall Molly Weasley. I'm like, let's just change it up. I'm like,
That could be entertaining.
there's nothing necessarily that they have to be exactly the way they were in the books.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No real.
I mean, I went that way,
Yeah.
but doesn't mean everybody
No.
has to.
Also, I just think like Martin Freeman. He has that like goofy Arthur Weasley quality that I'm like, I could totally see him being fascinated by a rubber ducky.
Well, I mean,
I see it.
like if we were doing that where we were just sticking to the book description, everybody, all the Weasleys would be like, it'd be like up, down. It'd be like a sine wave.
Yes, because
Yeah.
it goes Bill's tall, Charlie's short,
Yeah.
Percy's tall, twins are short, Ron's tall, Ginny's short.
Twins are not supposed to be tall
Yeah,
and skinny.
like-
They were supposed to be short and chubby.
Yeah.
Kinda went up and
Next
down.
up is Mr. Bill Weasley. Oh, it's me. Alfie Allen, who played Theon in Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
To stick with the Game of Thrones thing. Again, probably just seen him and was like, he got red hair, fuck it.
Red dish here, yeah.
Ethan.
I've got Andrew Garfield. I don't know. It worked for me. I think he's got the attitude for it.
Probably just a touch too old.
Probably.
Well, by the time they actually record this, most of these
Everybody's
characters
I don't
will
know.
be too
Last
old.
episode, you were like, like when we were recording the first part of this, I mean, you were like, well, age doesn't matter. They can age him up or age him down a little bit.
A little bit for certain characters.
Yeah,
Some
it kind of depends.
Yeah,
It's a character per character basis.
but Bill Weasley's supposed to be in his late 20s.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much fitting for Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, he does look like he's late 20s. Even
Yeah.
though he's not. He looks like he is.
Yeah, but we're also not going to meet him until, the fourth book. So that's...
Meh.
Yeah, that's basically 2030.
Yeah, but I'm not
2030, 2031.
I'm not talking about then. I'm talking about what would I pick now.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Jarrett, pick your last up.
I picked Jack O'Connell. He was in Jungle Land. He was in Godless. Been a couple things. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. You probably would recognize him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, like, he's 32 or 33. Just, like, on the closer side of what I was looking for, which was, like, late 20s, early 30s-ish.
And next up is Charlie Weasley. Jarrett.
George McKay. He's in, what is it? 11/22/63.
Yep.
It's a Stephen King book about somebody that goes back in time to stop the assassination on JFK.
Oh, yeah.
But he's in that. He plays the psychic in that. He's been in what movie was he in? He was in something else, some like war movie. 1917. I think he would do very good as Charlie, who doesn't get gonna get a lot of screen time, to be honest, outside of a few handful of scenes.
Gotcha. It's me this time. I'm probably going to butcher the name, Asa Butterfield. He's from Ender's Game, Hugo, has been in Sex Education. Trying to see anything else that you may have seen. Thunderbirds? Come out in 2017. I'll just show a picture of him.
I know.
Which I don't think a picture is befitting because he looks like
You went along those same lines I did.
he looks like a Hollywood douche in the
Yeah.
picture. Ethan, you're last up, bud.
Taron Egerton.
I do like me some Taron Egerton.
I bet you do. I mean, that sounded pretty
Sexual? Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
On purpose.
Yeah. If you don't know Taron Egerton, Kingsman. I mean,
Yes.
that's the biggest thing I can think of.
Elton John and Rocket Man.
Yeah.
Kingsman's much better than those. Yeah.
Just because it's better.
Those are good. Don't get me wrong.
Just like different range though.
Yeah.
He sings a lot, actually. He was in Sing
He's
1 and 2.
Yeah, he's in Sing. He got a
Played a monkey
pretty solid singing voice.
I mean, he sang for,
or gorilla.
yeah.
Yeah, girl.
What did he sing in Sing 1? What was the big song?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
It was an Elton John song.
Probably.
Oh, it's not Rocket Man, was it?
No.
No.
It's fuck, I don't remember.
I can't remember the name of it.
Either way, tangent. We don't need it.
Yep. Nope.
Sirius Black. Ooh, it's me.
You skipped Percy Weasley.
Did I?
Yep.
I didn't because
There's
it's
so
not on-
many Weasleys.
There's not a Percy on there.
You had Percy on there originally when I copied it.
Nope,
Well,
I
I get.
didn't because he is a child when we meet him.
Well,
Therefore,
I have one for Percy.
Go ahead then.
Freddie Highmore. Anya
yeah.
Neverland, Charlie and Chocolate
Yeah,
Factory.
that was one you added because I decided if we meet them while they're in school, we don't cast them because that they'll be
No names.
No names.
no names.
So, Sirius Black. Jared.
Ben Barnes,
Who is that? Why do I know that name?
Shadow and Bone. He's in The Punisher. He's what's his name? Not Crossface. Something like that. Cross. I don't know.
Oh, he's in Chronicles of Narnia. too.
Chronicles like Prince Caspian.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I literally just picture him with his Prince Caspian hair,
Gotcha.
but
can see
you know,
it.
with a beard now.
I can see it. It's me. I call back Daniel Radcliffe.
I had Daniel Radcliffe.
I don't think they'll do it.
No.
I don't think Dan
Hey,
will do
he
it.
He won't do it.
Yeah.
He'll never do it.
No, I don't think they'll do it.
He has tried to distance himself so far from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
To
Understandably.
avoid just being typecast.
I really just couldn't think of anybody else for that. So
I think that he would do a good job at it.
He could do a good job, but
Also, have you like he just looks scraggly whenever he grows out his hair and everything. James Potter. Jarrett.
Paul Gorman, who was in, if I could spell right, motherfucker. My fucking, he's in Outlander. It's pretty much all he's been in. He's relatively young. Needed somebody that was kind of young that could play
I'm such a fucking
a
idiot.
young James Potter because I want this James Potter to be young because that's how
he-
old they are when they fucking die. They're 21.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't need a 40-year-old James.
Yeah, that-
Right.
it's definitely a weird thing.
Yeah, I always
Like
thought that was weird in the movies. They always picked.
I followed that
I-
same route.
I believe it's because they cast Alan Rickman first, and because Alan Rickman, when he was cast, was like in his 50s or something like that.
They
Yeah.
wanted to age
They
appropriate.
had to age everybody up because they all went to school together.
Yeah. Otherwise, it would have looked stupid to
Yeah,
have
if you have a Alan
30-year-old.
yeah, if you have Alan Rickman who's in his 50s and then he's like,
Maybe he was just slow. Was in school for 30 years and then fell in love with Lily.
that would make it even weirder.
Oh, God, yeah, it would.
Yeah, total incel.
Ethan, you're up.
I've got Nicholas Holt for James Potter.
Nicholas Holt. That
Fury
name's-
Road.
Okay. Yeah.
Beast.
Yeah. Beast. That's the other one. And I have Isaac Hempstead Wright, who is Bran from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that might be good.
And then next up is Lily Potter. Jarrett. I feel like we're just going the same circle.
We are.
Sophie Skeleton. Skeleton. She's also from Outlander. It's hard to find young actresses.
That haven't been in something
That
big.
haven't been
That's-
something else, yeah.
That's fair.
Is she the? She's not the main one. She's like the secondary, I guess, would say, female lead from Outlander. Again, not like they're not gonna be like massive parts. They're just gonna have to be around for a while because they just kind of pop up here and there.
Yeah.
So you just kind of need them to be young to like age where they're not
Age appropriately.
Yeah,
Or not Not necessarily age appropriate, but to look the correct age for
We're-
a long period of time. Long enough to have them fit in. It's me this time. I picked Eleanor Tomlinson, who I'm going to just show a picture to everybody in here because she's not been in anything that I think anybody's really seen, but then I will read off who they are. She was in Jack and the Giant Peach, or Jack the Giant Peach. Giant Slayer. Jack the Giant Slayer. Jesus fuck. The Illusionist. All of these things are very old. The newest thing she's been in is Mummies, which came out in 2023, or The Nevers in 21 to 22. The Outlaws. Like I said, I don't think any of us have seen any of this stuff. So actually, she's been in stuff recently. She's just not played.
She does look familiar, but
Yeah, she looks familiar to me too. But to me, she could look the part.
mm-hmm.
And she looks like she could stay looking like that for a while.
Fair. And as a ghost, she would have to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they shouldn't age.
No.
And next up is Petunia Dursley.
Except for my pick for Lily.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I totally.
It's okay.
I'm so used to going you, then me. That's why I just assumed I didn't.
It's like, no, it doesn't matter. It's just, my feelings are hurt. Lily Collins from Mirror Mirror.
Gotcha.
That's what I got. It doesn't matter. that
or
much.
Emily in Paris, which she's probably now known way more for.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
Fair.
That's fair.
Yeah. She's one of those weird, like, UK American hybrids where she's technically UK, but also is like,
Yeah.
Does a lot of American roles.
yeah.
Okay. Next up, Petunia Dursley. Me. I picked Ophelia Lovabond, who played Corinna in Guardians of the Galaxy. She's also been in No Strings Attached. Trying to see if there's anything else that like maybe would have stuck out. She was in Rocket Man as Arabella. But I don't really see too much else. That's her. If you would like to take a look at her.
Okay. Yeah.
Again, wish we were a video podcast because then I could just edit these people
Yeah.
into the freaking.
Would really help.
It would, but guess what? We're broke.
We broke.
Oh, I guess I should roll. Ethan,
I've
don't get
got-
your feelings hurt this time.
I've got Rebecca Hall.
Didn't I do that?
Iron Man 3. I think BFG. Godzilla vs. Kong. Passing the Gift.
I could see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's got a good look for it, I think. Not that she looks severe. I mean, she's obviously an actress, so she's beautiful, but I mean, she's got a more severe look to her than some others.
Yeah. Jarrett.
I went with Olivia Colman, who's she was in The Favorite. She's gonna be in Secret Invasion, and that comes out this summer.
She seems awful old for it.
She's a little old, but I feel like she just has like the right. She could be the right amount of like cunty and shitty too. Harry.
Yeah. Which is what we need.
Yeah.
And then Vernon Dursley. Ethan.
I don't have one for Vernon Dursley.
You just told me.
I just don't have anything for Vernon Dursley. Sorry.
It's all good.
My feelings are not.
Not like you had 2 months. It's me next. I picked Nick Frost.
I also picked Nick Frost.
Hey. Ethan, you want to just pick Nick Frost?
No, I don't.
Picked him for Hagrid.
I don't think he's a good choice for Vernon Dursley.
I think he can. I've seen him in serious stuff before, and he can play a serious character, but also kind of be ridiculous.
I don't want to be
And
mean.
Vernon is very ridiculous.
I don't want to be mean, but I think he would pull too much of a white trash vibe to it. Seeing him be mean to kids,
Could.
I mean, or a kid, I don't think it's good, personally. But I mean, I'm also half awake, so
And next up, Nymphadora Tonks. It's me. I picked Olivia Cook.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's
I see
honestly just because she's done so well in House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Give her more roles. Why not? See if she
Yeah,
can
I'm
pull it
totally
off.
on board of casting her in like everything.
Ethan, Do you got one for Nymphadora?
Yep. Jodie Comer.
I know that name.
See if you recognize her.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I've seen her in something.
She's
I don't
in
know
lots
what,
of things.
But
Like most actors and actresses.
yeah.
Yep. She was in Rise of Skywalker, though, as Rey's mother, I believe.
Very brief
Very briefly.
cameo.
I'm just trying to think of something you know, because you don't apparently go and watch movies.
I don't.
He watches it when they come out on
Yeah.
streaming.
I wait until they come out for stream. Why go and watch things?
Yeah.
I miss the days of COVID. You remember like something come out in theaters, you could just watch it. You could rent it at home at the same exact day.
I enjoy going to the theaters. I like watching stuff on the big screen.
Mine's just a time thing.
Yeah.
Trying to find the time to do it.
I can't have popcorn, so I don't like going anymore.
Fair enough.
They got all kinds of options. They got nachos.
You
It's
tried
corn chips.
corn chips. It's the
Yep.
same problem.
Oh yeah,
It's corn intolerant.
Yeah.
Candy, I mean. But
I mean, I can eat it. I got like a few days of pain ahead of me if I do. So
I'm gonna be honest with you. Movie theater popcorn, I'd probably suck it up for that.
no.
Yeah.
AMC's no. It's garbage anyway.
Jared, did you go? You didn't go.
I did not go. I picked a Game of Thrones alum as well, Maisie Williams.
Okay.
She just probably just because of New Mutants, she gives a very Tonks vibe in that
Yeah.
movie.
Weird vibe.
That's
Yeah.
fair. That'd be pretty good.
Punk, like kind of punk rock, kind of goofy, dorky.
Like trying to be punk rock, kind of succeeding, not enough.
Yeah, but
Just
she's
enough
awesome.
to make you be like, you're kind of weird, kid.
Yeah.
Next up, Cornelius Fudge. Jarrett.
This is where I picked Hugh Bonneville because
that's
I
fair.
feel like he really looks like a politician to me.
Yeah.
Therefore, I'm like, let's have him be the fucking just worst politician.
That's fair. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Ethan.
I got 2 picks. I couldn't really decide between the two.
Well, why don't you take one of those picks and put them on?
Because they'd be too old for Vernon Dursley. It's exactly the problem. It was either Stephen Fry or Gerard Butler
Oh, I'd be really interested in seeing Gerard Butler.
playing Cornelius Fudge.
That would be very interesting. I'm not sure how well it would work, but I would be intrigued
But I was
to see it.
I was thinking back to the Hobbit movies where Stephen Fry was really good as a really crappy politician.
Yeah.
And then I picked Hugh Grant.
That's fair.
That's, having seen the D&D movie, if you would ever watch it, works.
He hasn't watched the D&D movie,
have
and he
not.
still picked a good pick for it. Yeah.
I had him down months ago.
Yeah.
I think he did a great job in D&D, and I think you're right. He would do a pretty good job at this too.
Well, I mean, I'll go watch it eventually.
You did good for once.
Thanks, Dad.
You didn't even know. That's what makes it bad.
And then next up, Kingsley Shacklebolt, which I gotta be honest, that's the best name on this fucking
It's a
list.
fucking great name.
I wish my last name was Shacklebolt. It's too late to change it though.
I don't know how Sam would feel about that.
Ethan, you're up for Kingsley.
I can't pronounce his name. I'm gonna try, and it's gonna be bad.
You know what's funny?
Ejiofor.
Huh?
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
No.
I can't pronounce my guy's name either.
Wait. What'd you say?
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Was it the faded
triple pick.
Triple pick? I mean, to be honest,
How could you not pick him?
Baron Mordo from Doctor Strange,
Yeah.
right? That's who
Yeah.
we're all okay. Yeah, triple pick.
Yeah, we did it. We finally agree on something.
Wow. well, we're done making podcasts
Fucking
now.
done. Shut
I'm
it
just
down.
gonna go home and shoot myself.
All downhill from here, bud.
Sorry, Ashley.
It's okay. She's not in this episode. She won't listen anymore. It'll take her like 4 months to catch up.
Oh, we're gonna hear about that.
Yeah, but like 4 months from now.
It makes it worse.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Because we'll all forget about it.
It'll just happen one day, and we'll be like, "What did we say? What happened?"
Then we have to scrub through the fucking
Yeah.
episode to figure it out.
I mean, I won't care. I'll be dead.
Jesus.
I agreed with Tyler. I gotta end it.
Fuck you. You just said my pick was the best one on the last one.
I didn't say it was the best. I said you did good.
Yeah, it's the best though.
It's a good pick.
It was a pretty good pick.
And now we're going to move on to the villains, since apparently for the last adult, we all agree. Now we can disagree on villains. First up, Tom Riddle or Lord Voldemort,
Slash.
Ethan.
Mark Strong.
I think I've changed my mind on who I wrote.
To Mark Strong?
No.
Yeah, I know. It's
No,
a
I'm
great
going to
pick.
pick somebody different.
Yeah, I could see it.
What really sells it for me, have you seen Sherlock? Not Sherlock. Sherlock Holmes with Iron Man.
Robert. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I've seen him
RDJ.
like 10 years ago.
Yeah. He played a really good, like, enigmatic sorcerer villain. It was really good.
Yeah, he's a good villain.
It's me. So I originally had Andrew Lincoln. I've changed my mind. James McAvoy.
Man, that's just like,
He plays a really good villain.
Yeah.
he could do it. He could totally do it.
I think he would.
And he looks good bald.
Yeah, he's already been bald.
He does look good bald.
How does he look without a nose, though?
We don't know.
We don't know. Let's find out.
Cut it off.
What you got, Jared?
He would probably cut it off to make
He would. He'd be so in like in character.
Just cut it off.
I have two. One more realistic than the other, just because one of my actors is so selective with his roles, but he would be so fucking good. First pick, Benedict Cumberbatch,
Yeah.
the cucumbers.
the cucumber batch. He would just fucking chew it up as
Yeah.
Voldemort. Like, he'd be so good. That's the more realistic pick. My less realistic pick is Daniel Day-Lewis. Who, if you've ever seen Gangs of New York, he plays a fantastic villain.
That would be so good.
It's so good, they'll never fucking get him to do it.
He's
But
too selective.
I want it.
I would love that so much. He'd be so good.
So good.
That's a dream pick. That's not even like a fan pick.
That's-
That's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
No.
I'm just saying, back up the fucking truck, dump the money out, and be like,
Bring him in.
you get to be the most evil villain of all time.
Like, pull the rest of the cast off the street just for this.
Yeah.
Like, nobody else famous. I would watch it. I'd love it.
I literally almost said, okay, next up, and then said my pick. Not who we were going to do. I was just going to put who do I want to play this person in real life. So we're going to talk about Lucius Malfoy. I was going to say, hopefully it's me. It's not. It's Ethan.
Lucius?
Yeah.
Lucius Malfoy.
I've got Dan Stevens. He's.
I also have Dan Stevens.
You do?
Yes.
Wow.
If I-
What do you know him from?
We already went over this because we had,
No, that was the last episode.
Yeah, okay, we'll go over it again. Legion, The Guest, Beauty and the Beast. I just feel like he would play like. I want to see him play like an evil villain.
He could do it.
He's so good.
He could do
Yeah.
it. I mean, he did it in The Guest.
Yeah.
So
I haven't seen the guest.
since you've said yours, I don't have to roll. I almost said, all right, next up, let's pick Tom Hiddleston. Like, who's going to be Tom Hiddleston?
Also, would work.
It would work really well with
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I just always worry like how much is he going to be tied in with Marvel?
Yeah.
That's always like if like
Will he have time to do it? Now,
yeah.
granted, if we're saying this is 2027,
Who knows?
yeah, Loki could be dead.
Again.
It's true. Fair enough. Narcissa Malfoy is next up, and Jarrett is the first to speak.
I pick Rosamund Pike literally just from her and Gone Girl.
I can
She's
see
been
it.
in other stuff where like, Narcissa's not like evil
Yeah.
necessarily. She's definitely like
She toes the line.
a blood supremacist, but she does like kind of redeem herself at the end of the series.
Yeah, Harry doesn't have to worry about that.
No, he kind of does, but
Not as much as other people.
well, he
like
does
Hermione.
Well, he becomes like head R and stuff, so it's kind of like his whole deal. But I would say, just in general, she could play like a super like cold, cunty bitch, but also would be able to like have that face turn at the end of the book, where she's like, she's not all bad.
Yeah. And I'm up next. I picked Kate Winslet.
For Narcissa?
Yep.
We almost got the same one.
I'm running out of things.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do have. I want to make one change to episode 1 of this, but it's not what you think it is. I want to cast them. They're not a UK actor. I don't care. I just want them to play the person. You're up.
For
about
Narcissa, I've got Rachel Weisz.
Vice.
Okay.
Yes.
She's always good. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter how bad the movie is, she's always good.
Yeah, did you look at The Mummy?
Yeah, exactly. That's the first example I have written. But she's been in so many things. She's good.
I've got the same person in 2 spots and just realized it.
Maybe they could play two
I think I
people.
remember this last time. Yeah,
I do remember you saying you had, and you were like, I'll change it, and then you didn't
I
change it.
didn't change it. We're going with it, though, because this is a more realistic. And nah, it's not more realistic. I think Sirius is more realistic. So next up is Bellatrix Lestrange. Jarrett.
I'll pick, Eva Green, who, let's be honest, she looks fucking like...
She looks crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go watch her in, like, most of her movies. She just looks like she's got a bit of crazy in her.
Yeah.
So, let's go with that.
That would work.
Ethan.
I've got Kate Winslet.
Interesting.
close.
Very, very close.
We got very close.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I have Aaron Richards, who plays Barbara Keene in Gotham.
Lots of crazy in that.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy in that one.
Fucking batshit in it.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it.
We were just stating a fact.
You were looking straight at my eyes.
I was wanting you to agree.
Oh, I do agree.
Yeah.
She's
Because you
do.
had watched it.
she's bonkers. So
And next up is Barty Crouch Jr. Jarrett, you're up.
I'm going to pick William Mosley, who plays Prince. Is it not Will? Is it Will from Narnia? What's the oldest brother?
Will.
Is it Will? Yeah.
well, I think it's Will.
Is it Will? Yeah.
It's been too long.
Yeah. He's got that like the look where I'd be like, yeah, I could see you being like a somewhat popular kid in school and then getting dealt in the wrong crowd and going a little batshit crazy.
He looks like he could. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's the whole point. Like Barty Crouch Jr. is supposed to be like
The likable guy.
a likable kind of guy that no one ever would suspect being a Death Eater, and then you're like, surprise, bitch.
I'm a Death Eater.
Surprise! I'm a Nazi.
Yeah. That's what he does. I mean,
Yeah.
you're not wrong.
It's me this time. This is my double pick. Daniel Radcliffe.
I see him more as Barty Crouch Jr.
I do too, and I think that's why I put it. I just forgot to fix the Sirius Black.
I see him more as Barty Crouch Jr.
Yeah. Ethan,
I've got.
who's your party?
I've got Andrew Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
Look.
He's got the same type of feel to him.
Yes, he does.
Yep. I mean, that's easy because he's a psychopath. I think in real life, maybe.
Yeah. Most actors are a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a touch
You
of-
got to be a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be a little bit crazy.
And then Wormtail's up next. Jarrett.
I'm going to pick Samuel Tarley himself, John Bradley.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I have. Yeah.
Because he plays a heroic coward. Now I'm saying
He can play a villainous coward.
villainous coward,
Got
and
it.
he would fucking nail it.
Yeah. The difference is just put a little grime on his
Yeah.
face.
And his reasonings, why he
Yeah.
does stuff.
Make him look like a rat.
Well, he moves like that in Game of Thrones, like with his arms up, like just because he can't put them down.
Yeah.
They're just resting.
They're resting.
And I'm up next. I picked Rupert Grint.
No.
You're welcome.
I thought we were supposed to take this seriously.
I did.
God.
It all comes full circle. He carried him around all those years. Time to be him.
I hate you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
No.
He could do it,
He could.
but no.
No.
Tell me, did you already say yours?
No.
No, I had
Oh, you
Oh,
also
yeah,
I had
Yeah.
Samuel Tari.
Why the fuck did I roll?
I don't know.
There's no need
I
for
also
that.
I thought you just agreed with me. Like, yeah,
No,
better
that's
than
what I
mine.
had. No, that's exactly what I had.
So the change I'm making is Adam Driver's Snape.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
You're falling into the typecast. That's what you're doing.
I am.
but no,
Yes.
we're not breaking it for him.
It's what I want. I'm breaking it. No. Fuck your rules. I don't care about your rules. I don't care about J.K. Rowling's rules.
I just want to say the only thing out of this whole Harry Potter fan cast thing is that I want to see Daniel Day-Lewis play Voldemort. Yeah.
You're welcome.
That's what stuck out. I mean, obviously our pick for Kingsley is
correct choice.
That's going to happen.
That's going to happen.
I feel like it has
It's the correct choice. I mean, if it doesn't happen, we riot.
Just the three of us.
Yeah. We're just like, no.
We do a whole episode on how they're wrong.
Mm-hmm. That is if Daniel Day-Lewis ever stops working with Martin Scorsese. I hate Martin Scorsese. Yeah. Irishman was terrible.
Is there... I don't know. I don't know what I was going to say with that. I'm worried about it.
I got some stuff that I would want them to change from the original series. Or not change necessarily, but just, again, to differentiate the two to where it's not just a complete cookie cutter retelling. Like, let's change a couple of the things to make it more book accurate and just in general differentiate.
We put Harry on steroids.
No. I would just say, kind of keep the characters more book accurate, and like certain characters specifically, like Ron, don't make him be such a fucking doofus all the time. Make him be like an actual like helpful, important character that he is in the books, where he's
if somebody is supposed to be part of the A team,
the golden trio, they can't be
a doofus.
They can't be Nick Frost.
Yeah. Which is kind of what they turned him into.
Yeah, it's exactly what they turned him into.
A big goober.
Yeah, and it's exactly right.
Yeah.
If he's not bookish smart, he has to have like that common sense street smart like he does in the books. Mm-hmm. He's the one who has all the information about the wizarding world in the trio.
Yeah.
And
which makes sense.
Well, he's the only one who grew up in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
has multitudes of siblings that have...
Every time in the movies... Whenever they had like information that had to be about the Wizarding World, it was something Hermione learned out of a book.
Which is
the only one which
is somewhat accurate in some cases, but he would have that information on the ready because it's his life.
In the first movie, whenever they play chess, he seems to know the most about it.
Yeah.
And like understand what's going on with it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he's supposed to be really good at it, which means he's not an idiot.
Yeah.
I always think of like the scene in Chamber of Secrets where they ask when they're after Hermione gets called a mudblood, and Hagrid's like, "What? Why is Ron belching slugs?" And Hermione's like, "They call me a mudblood." Hermione's not supposed to know what a mudblood is because
she's just supposed to be confused.
Yeah, in the book, she's completely confused. She's like, "What is this?" And that's the reason Ron gets so upset and tries to hex Malfoy. Is because he knows what it is. He knows.
And then Hagrid has to explain it to her what it means.
Because Ron's.
But in the movie, she explains it to Harry.
Yeah. And he's like, oh. Yeah.
Because Ron's the only one that understands how big of an insult it is.
Yeah.
Then I would just say, don't make Hermione the fucking dual protagonist of the story where she gets all the good important bits and steals from other characters just to make Hermione look like
the smartest person who's ever existed.
Yeah, or Mary Sue, where she's just like insanely gifted without flaws. Make Harry a bit sassier. Like I specifically I want Harry from the sixth book where he's a bit witty and snappy.
Well, he was always witty and snappy.
Yeah, but they only really let him show it in that movie, and I still have never ever figured out why.
Also, let Hermione do the bad shit she did.
Yeah. Or the annoying stuff or the dumb stuff that she did that you're like,
because she's supposed to be bookish and smart, but she's supposed to be lacking in a lot of common sense.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure that this is probably going to happen. Do not involve David Yates or Steve Kloves, just because, not that they did a bad job. It's just, I want a different take on
the world.
David Yates has directed 6 movies in a row.
And it's gradually gone downhill.
No, sorry, 7 movies.
Well, it went uphill a little bit, and then
it's not that they're bad. It's just when you have that same consistent like vision, it can kind of make everything feel a little bland.
Yeah.
Which it kind of does. It makes sense in the Harry Potter movies because it's supposed to be like, it's getting darker. Yeah. It's getting more serious.
This is your 7th bowl of vanilla ice cream.
Yeah.
It tastes great that first bowl, but like...
And Cloves just has like the biggest crush on Hermione. He wrote every single Harry Potter movie except for Fantastic Beasts 1 and 2. He just he's the reason why Hermione got all these important bits thrown on her because he liked her character more than he liked Ron. He hates Ron Weasley for some reason.
Because Ron Weasley got to be with Hermione and he didn't.
I don't know.
Which it seems really pathetic.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would just, we're going to have a lot of extra time, I would say, in most of these. And some of that's going to be dedicated to the original content from the books that got cut out. But I would also like to see some expanded content of stuff that's happening in the world at the same time.
I'd like to see more about the world.
That's not at Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Because we are locked in Hogwarts for 80% of every book, pretty much. There's important stuff happening outside of Hogwarts. Let's explore some of that a little bit, just to break up the monotony of being at Hogwarts for 10 episodes in a row.
Right.
Or whatever, 8 episodes, whatever they want to do.
But they have to do it right.
Yeah, it's got to be good. Like, obviously, this is all predicated on being good.
I'd like to...
Well, what I mean is, like, I don't want a whole filler episode.
No, I would say, like,
something different.
Scenes.
Yes.
Like a 10 to 15-minute scene of an episode.
I'd like them to do more at establishing specifically stuff like Grimmauld Place was supposed to be a big place for Harry in the books. Like, they go there often in the books, but they only went there like twice in the movies.
They go in 5 and they go in 7. That's it.
That's it.
And then I would just, like, as a final point, like, just focus / expand on the romances a little bit more to make them not seem to come out of the blue so much.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's a big complaint with, like, Harry and Ginny, is like it just appears out of nowhere. Like,
so they touched on it in the second movie when she like runs away from him.
But like people just like I would say like more of like Harry being interested in her. So I'm like, just involve Ginny more. Make it not so out of the blue that he's like, oh, you're a girl.
Put all the stuff in with Cho Chang.
Yeah. And that's going to expand to like the other romances like Remus and Tonks and Bill and Fleur, just to make them not seem so flat.
Out of the blue.
Not even out of the blue, but they're just kind of like, oh, yeah, you're in love, I guess.
Oh, look, they're married now. Yeah. Like they had the wedding.
Yeah. Just expand. Let's make these characters a little bit more lifelike and real, and
because the Tonks, the Tonks Lupin thing was so subtle in the books.
It's so subtle, and then
it was well done in the books because it was so subtle.
And it all happens in the background.
It had you guessing at what was going on at first, and then you kind of like, well, I think this is what it is. I'm pretty sure, but you don't know for sure.
Yeah. You don't know until the 7th book, actually, or the end of the 6th book, for sure. Yeah, because that's when she finally confronts him, and when Bill gets attacked,
and Molly gets involved and like tells him that he needs to live.
Yeah, to being such a bitch.
And then he dies.
You need to live.
Well, they both die.
They do both die.
That sounds like shit
tragic.
I would do.
Yeah.
Somebody be like, you need to live. No.
You start living and like.
That's another thing. Don't change who lives and dies.
No.
It's exactly the way it is. Don't try and make one of the Golden Trio die. Don't try and make like Sirius or Remus stay alive because you're like, Harry has had too much bad thing. That's Harry's character.
That is a big part of Harry's character.
Until he kills Voldemort, everything bad happens to Harry.
I really want them to make sure that they stick to the storyline and not give things to people strictly because they're
people.
A main character, or just because, like with the Hermione thing, just because they're a main character, or just because they're of a specific gender or of a certain race. I want them to stick to the storyline that they have created. That being said, I don't have a problem. I never had a problem with the idea that Hermione was like could be black. Like nobody, who's gonna have a problem with that?
Who cares?
Nobody cares. Like they tried to make it out like a big deal, like everyone had a problem with it, and then some people really did have a problem
Yeah,
with it.
there are some people who are like, nope, can't do it. I'm like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Like the description really doesn't matter in the books. If you have a good actor for it, use them.
Yeah.
No matter who they are.
Like, I'm not sure where this started, but like, very popular fan casting for Harry is that he's Indian. That,
And that's
like,
definitely possible.
Like it's just like a very like I don't. This started like 5 or 6 years ago. Like they were like, well, imagine if he was Indian. Like I think it started with like Dev Patel. They're like he could play Harry Potter. I'm like yeah, he could.
I don't think I would mind.
No, like it'd be interesting.
Like who would mind?
I don't have a problem with it.
No.
Don't mind. It's the issue. It's not an issue.
But you also can't make it like a tokenism, like
Well,
that they are
yeah.
they are a different race because we need it to be inclusive.
Well, that and like as you change that, so thinking about it, Hermione would be the easiest to change. Like if they were to make her black, Indian, Asian, whatever the hell they wanted to make her, if they were to make her that, she's the easiest one to change because she doesn't have as much family that show up.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Versus like if you change Harry to an Indian person, now you have to change either Lily or James
It's generally James.
Or both.
or both.
Yeah.
But then if you change Lily, then you have to change Petunia
Yeah, Petunia.
That's generally why
and
they-
Dudley.
Exactly.
It's generally why they changed James.
Yeah.
Like James.
But that's what I mean. Like,
But even that wouldn't be that bad.
no.
I mean, as long as they do it completely,
Yeah.
yeah,
they
don't make,
commit to it.
But that's the issues. I don't think they would.
Yeah. But like
They would
tokenism's a serious problem in movies now.
It is.
For like no reason at all sometimes.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm all for people getting like everybody getting the opportunities they need to, but when a character is written and it literally says that they have red hair, generally you know what they're going to look like.
Yeah.
they're generally going to be ginger.
Yeah. Because they have red hair.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
And no souls.
I think that would sour it for me if they did that.
But in general, like the movies in themselves and the books, they're pretty inclusive. Now, the main characters aren't inclusive. They're all white people. But you have like the Patel twins. You have Dean. You have Angelina Johnson. You have Cho Chang. You have Blaze Zabudi. You have all these people that are different races and everything. Like,
Well, that's what I thought about.
but they're just not important. They're all side characters.
Well, that's why it's one of the reasons I picked Quirrell as Ahmed, because he's a good actor.
Yeah.
And he doesn't match the original description exactly, but the original description didn't say what race he was.
And it's not that big a
And
deal if they change that.
He
Just-
wears he wears a turban.
Yeah. He's wearing a turban. I mean, it
actually makes
seems-
more sense for him to be Middle Eastern.
right.
yeah.
I think that's one of my biggest worries, because that's generally the trend these days.
Yeah. It's casting people just to say that you casted them.
Yeah.
Look,
Well,
we've got so and so.
That was a problem when she wrote the books.
to me.
Like the whole problem, like, she made Dumbledore gay after the fact and never acknowledged it in the book. She just in an interview after the books
Yeah,
were done
saying,
was like,
"Oh, yeah, he's gay."
I don't even think it
Cool.
I don't even think it matters that much.
There was nothing that came up that would have mattered.
right.
in-
It's
that.
kind of like cool. I bet gay people would really appreciate it if he was, if you would have somehow
Added something into the
made
story.
made that somehow important in the story. She kind of did, but just very like super fucking lightly hinted at it.
I think it wasn't a bad idea, because it needs to be shown that that sort of identity isn't your entire identity.
Yeah.
You have who you are and you have what you do, and those are two separate things.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could watch the entirety of the movies and never once be like, oh. And you never once would think that Dumbledore was gay.
Yeah.
And it has no effect either for him or against him. Like, it doesn't make you,
Until Fantastic Beasts. Yeah.
which I haven't watched I still haven't watched the third Fantastic Beasts.
Even then, it's kind of a minor thing. They could
It's
have.
like the B plot of the movies.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Last two movies.
Okay. Well, we've drug this out to 50 minutes roughly.
There you go.
So that'll wrap up everything. And you can use the link tree in our description to find our Facebook, Instagram, links to our Discord, and links to other places we're at. You can find links to our Patreon where we post monthly, at least, blooper reels. And boy, are they stupid.
They are stupid.
I made Jarrett listen to one before Ethan got here because he's a bitch and decided to sleep through everything. And he laughed quite heartily. So subscribe to that. I'll make you listen to it.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
And so that'll wrap everything up. We hope you join us on the next episode of Chaotically Nerdy. Thank you for listening.
Adios.
Bye.